I'm welcoming you again to the Better Way workshop and webinars, the anti-aging lifestyle for busy professionals. And that's who I know you're all on, which is why webinars are such a great tool for communication. And let me turn this over to Vicki. Vicki, take it away.
Thank you, Jerry. Hi, everybody. Well, welcome to the Anti-Aging Solutions for the Busy Professional. I would like you just for a second to take a look at the agenda, and I want to just it might look a little bit overwhelming. Please don't let it overwhelm you. I just put this together because I want to make sure that we talk about what your everyday life might look like now, what the solution is, and believe me, the solution is simple, and the things that you can do to become healthy as possible as a busy professional. So with that, I don't want to go into the agenda too much. I just wanted you all to see it. A little bit of myself started. What's interesting is I know a lot about being a busy professional. In fact, I'll be extremely candid with you. 10 years ago, I was the very stressed person, just as stressed, if not more so, than the people that I'm talking with these days. I had a genetic disease that manifested itself about 10 years ago. And what was crazy about this situation is it did manifest itself because of stress. But as I said, it's a genetic disease. So really, there's not much that I could have done about it. But I will tell you that health matters, a positive attitude matters, living a well-balanced life matters, because in August of 2004, I lost my sight, and the doctors told me that I set out on a journey to regain my sight. And through that journey, I also learned a lot about my own life and how much I can help other people. So through positive attitude and an incredible healthy lifestyle, within a year and a half, I really I regained most of my sight. So today I live the life of I tell people I see what I want to see. It's not really the truth. My eyesight is blurry, but thank God that I can see everything. It's just that I can't see it clearly. So I live an interesting life. But because of my story, because of what happened to me, my son and I built Be Well Health, and now it is truly unbelievable. We have a company that we work with nonprofits, individuals, all sorts of people and groups, where we make a difference in people's lives. So I truly look at this as a gift, and I'm grateful to be able to share my story and my information about health with you. So most of you, I'm saying, very, very busy professionals. What does the life of a busy professional look like? My right now, it's most people's lives. We wake up very, very early. We maybe grab breakfast on the go. We're totally, totally stressed, even from the first moment that we wake up. Quite frankly, this is something that I say to people. Most of us need coffee to get started in the morning, and if that's you, we have to talk. So what does the busy professional look like? Well, you're running off to work, barely able to grab a cup of coffee, might be grabbing a bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese is what I usually hear. Getting to work, sitting at your desk, sitting, emails, phone calls, run off to a meeting. Oh, grab lunch. Okay, let me go grab maybe what I consider to be a healthy lunch. Come back to the office, sit again, emails. Am I describing you? Here's the point. We're all stressed. You know what? And not only are we stressed at work, but okay, so this person is at their desk. They get through the afternoon, meetings, leave the office, maybe not even having had time to get all the work done, take work home with them, checking their phone. Oh, maybe have to get to a game, have to get to a dance recital for their child. I don't know, maybe grab pizza on the way home, call for takeout, get home, barely able to sit down and have a quick dinner with the family, go to sleep, and start all over again. That if that is what your life looks like, then I'm so happy you're here today. So what you see in front of you, you might be chuckling right now. I don't mean to call all of us schizophrenics, but here's the thing. I've been doing this now for a long time, and this is kind of what I see in people. This is what has happened to us. Most of us, especially in this country, we live the life of what I may. There might be days where we wake up and we think, okay, we might go to a high school reunion, or we might see um, an old picture of ourselves, or we might run into an old friend that has lost 20 pounds and looks magnificent. And you might go to, as I said, the high school reunion, and an old friend looks 10 years younger. You think to yourself, okay, that's it. Tomorrow, I'm waking up and I'm changing my life. I'm not going to be fat anymore. I'm not going to be unhealthy. I am going to be healthy. So, you know, the reason why I mention this is because I do so much health coaching. I work with so many different people, and I see the same struggle in people. I see people who one day they'll say, "That's it, Vicky. I'm not going to be fat anymore. That's it. Tomorrow I'm starting a new skinny life." Or, "That's it, Vicky. That's it. I'm no longer going to be unhealthy. I'm starting on a healthy path." I'm here to show you how to do that. I'm here to show you how. The point is, no more schizophrenic personalities in the health world. No more of that. You know what? My job today is to get you on the healthy path and to show you how to live the healthy life, but how to maintain it, how to maintain permanent health, how to maintain permanent weight control. That's the key. So the solution is simple. If there are any of you in the audience today that have heard me talk about what the solution is, or have heard me talk about the secondary life, um, I, I I have spent most of my life researching centenarian life. Now, why is that? The reason is centenarians around the world live to 100, 110, 115, maybe even. And you know what? They're not in a wheelchair. They're not flat on their back. They're spry as a spring chicken. So my goal is to teach people what does that centenarian lifestyle look like, and let's study that and let's implement some of that in our own lives. And I know, you might be thinking, okay, well, in Okinawa or Costa Rica or on the Greek island of Ikaria, they can take a siesta in the middle of the afternoon. They can drink their wine. They can spend time with their friends. I know we can't do all that, but you know what? Just studying and understanding their life a little bit better um, can at least help us to implement some of it. So that centenarian lifestyle, what does it look like? Sleep, balance, great food, relationships, faith, positive attitude. They're fit. They're not. They certainly don't go to a gym, but they probably walk. I don't know, 2, 3, 5, 6 miles a day, and that's how they fit. So how do we implement the centenarian lifestyle? Well, the most important thing. So number one, previous to this slide, we talked about what that centenarian lifestyle looks like. So how do we implement? You know what? We can't live on a Greek island as much as some of us would like to. I personally would like to, and that maybe not every day. Um, So we can't live in certain parts of the world. Here we are in this busy, crazy, hectic lifestyle. So what can we do? Well, you know what? The key is planning. The key is we because we don't live that lifestyle, well, we have to take a couple of hours each week, just once a day, and plan. We have to be organized. We have to be diligent in our efforts to make our lives a healthier lifestyle. You know what? Before I get into talking about um, how we're going to implement and how what that planning looks like, I always find this fun to do. I'd like to talk about some of the myths and misconceptions, and I always include this a little bit because um, understanding some of the myths actually clarify and give us a new way of thinking as far as health goes. The first myth is about fad diets. One of the worst things that has happened to this world is all these crazy fad diets. And I know, I hate to say this, it's a great moneymaker. Lots of books written about it, lots of supplements, lots of diet drinks, lots of diet pills, lots of crazy stuff. The fad diet doesn't work. It does not work. I always say this, well, I generally try to remember to say this in webinars and seminars. I could eat a donut for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, and I would lose weight, but I would not keep it off, and I would get really, really, really sick. So a person can utilize fad diets all they want, and all they will do is be like a yo-yo. There there is no other answer except to stay away from fad diets. The second thing that I absolutely love talking about. So people get really nervous about fat, right? People get fat and carbs have become bad words. Everybody talks about low fat diet. Stay away from carbs. Oh, carbs are bad. I'm here to tell you, fat is important and carbs are important. When I say fat is important and carbs are important, think about it. The Mediterranean lifestyle is to be good these days. Everyone's talking about the Mediterranean lifestyle. Uh, when people talk about avoiding fat, I get very nervous because there are certain fats that are extremely critical for the body, i.e., nuts are a great source of fat, healthy fat. Oils are a great source of fat. Avocado, which everybody is so scared of avocado, those are important. They're superfoods. Now, I'm not saying that you should be eating 2 or 3 avocados a day, and I'm not saying pour extra virgin olive oil all over your salad, but in moderation. Don't be afraid. Some of the most unhealthy people are people who totally avoid fat. And then carbs. It's so important for me to speak to the point about carbs because everyone is avoiding carbs. Everybody is on this, kick of low fat, no carbs. Here's what's scary about that. Everybody needs 1 cup of whole grains every single day to be healthy. That is the way that our bodies detox. So when I say carbs, I'm talking about complex carbs. I'm talking about the magnificent whole grains that exist around the world. I'm not talking about pasta, not talking about rice, not talking about potatoes. And I'm not even talking about whole wheat bread or whole wheat pasta. All that to me is in the same category. What I am talking about, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, spelt, farro, those are magnificent carbs that our bodies need to detox. It's a great source of fiber. And quite frankly, if you're avoiding those carbs, you're going to be in trouble. So my suggestion is incorporate those carbs into your daily routine. The last thing that I would like to touch on. So calories. Here's my favorite. Everyone likes to talk about this. I hear healthcare professionals, in fact, say this. A calorie is a calorie. Well, I'm here to tell you, a calorie is not a calorie. Please pay no attention to calories. It, here's the most important thing. Clean, healthy, lifestyle. Clean, we'll get into all of this in a second, but please pay no attention to calories. You know, I'll tell you a secret. Here's the thing. Pay attention to nutrients. The nutrient per calorie ratio, that is the most important thing. The only thing that you should be thinking about as far as calories go, how many nutrients per calorie. That's the most important thing, because remember what I said, that I say this in jest, of course, but I'm sure you'll remember it. The donut story. There was I think he was a college professor who actually did it. That's why I talk about it. But he ate a donut for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he did lose weight. So I'm here to tell you, pay no attention to calories. They do not matter. I mean, quite frankly, I'm not going to say you eat 5,000 calories a day, but it's pretty hard to get to 5,000 calories a day. All right. But in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and we talked about planning, diligence, organization, I wanted to just give you a quick slide on what your shopping list would look like, because I hate, one of the things, I have seen a lot of webinars, I've been to a lot of seminars, and you hear this fantastic information, and then you think to yourself, you walk out and you think, okay, now I need to make an appointment with somebody to find out what in the world I should start. Where should I start? What should I eat? Take a look at this slide, and here are the basic things. You know what? Here's what your shopping list should look like. If you're going to, it's funny, I just posted a picture on social media because I wanted to, let people know that this webinar was happening today and invite people to come. So I posted a picture of myself with my lunchbox. You know what my lunchbox looks like? It looks like a suitcase. I am usually gone early in the morning and don't get home until late at night. And because of my extreme desire to live a very healthy lifestyle, and because of the fact that I am combating a genetic disease, I cannot get stuck without food. So you'll see on your shopping list, there is a lunchbox. Buy yourself a big box. Make sure it has ice packs. Make sure it can fit all of your food. Sometimes you have to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner into this box. And so what I have in my shopping list, I lose Tupperware. I end up leaving it wherever I am. So get a bunch of Tupperware. Get some great pots and pans. Make sure you've got baking sheets. I tell people the oven is your friend. Forget about frying. Forget about sauteing. You need a few fantastic baking sheets. Throw everything on the baking sheet and roast everything in the oven. You don't need oil. You just need, remember, the only thing that you should be cooking at 350 degrees is a cake. And I don't really want you baking cakes. So the rest of the items that you will see on the shopping list are things like beans, whole grains, lean protein, nuts and seeds. Take a look at this list, jot it down, make sure that this is the list that you start to utilize, and you'll be well on your way. Okay, so the next slide talks about what your kitchen should contain. Really what I mean by this is what is in your refrigerator. My goal with most of these seminars where I talk about how to live the life of a centenarian, how to get on the healthy path, is to try to teach people the tips and tricks that I have used in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And quite frankly, here's exactly what I do, and I do it consistently, and I do it usually on the weekends. I pick one day off that I have, and it takes me, I promise you, it should not take you any more than 2 or 3 hours to make this happen. So what I do is I always make myself a huge thing of trail mix. That way I can have snacks. I cut up tons and tons of vegetables so that I can always have those snacks. And then I choose, and I change from week to week. 1 week it might be quinoa, 1 week it might be milk, but I make myself a big pot of grains. I make myself a big pot of beans, and I always have salad greens and veggies, roasted veggies available, or steamed veggies, whatever you prefer. But see, here's the thing. If you ensure, we're going back to that planning and organization. If you ensure that in your you can open up your refrigerator first thing in the morning when you're running out the door, and you can grab your Tupperware and you throw some whole grains, some beans, and or lean protein, whatever. If you're a meat eater, great. If you're a vegan, great. Whichever. But if you have those things at your disposal, I guarantee you won't get stuck without lunch. I guarantee you won't get stuck without dinner. You grab some small bags and stuff them with cut up veggies. You include trail mix in your lunch bag. You will be set for the week. And you know what? I always do fun things like someday, I talk I talk about red peppers a lot. I don't go a day without red peppers just because they're one of those superfoods. They're anti-aging. So for you ladies out there, they certainly fight wrinkles. I always have cut up red peppers. I have chopped onions, garlic, and it's amazing. You don't need, a lot of people say things to me like, "Oh, well, what salad dressing can I use? What is Thousand Island okay? Is creamy ranch?" No, no, no. None of that is okay. So what do? You season with the incredible veggies. You season with garlic. You season with onions. You season with red peppers. And then what I like to use, because I do happen to love to eat a lot, what I love to use is lemon and lime vinegar. I choose to not use a lot of oil because there will be times when I will use oil. So on my veggies or salads, I include lemon and lime, which doesn't have any calories and is a great detox. So as long as you have those things in your refrigerator, you'll be set. Okay, now here's some ideal meals. I want to, and again, in an effort to make sure that you're equipped with solid information so that you can get started, because my goal always with a seminar and with a webinar is I feel like I should leave you and you should have some questions about details, but you should know what next steps are. So here's the thing. People always say, I just did a seminar early this morning at a hospital, and this is a question that comes up all the time. Vicki, what should I eat? What should I eat for breakfast? I work, a lot of these were this is a group of nurses, and these ladies work 12-hour shifts. So they said to me, what should I eat for breakfast? What should I eat for lunch? What should I have before work? Here's a good list for you. Breakfast should it's not. And here's something I want to say about breakfast. Everybody says breakfast is the most important part of the day, most important. I have to say that it is or it isn't. I happen to eat breakfast because I'm starving. I'm absolutely famished when I wake up in the morning. But listen to your body. Listen to your body. If you wake up in the morning and you're not hungry, don't eat. If you wake up and you're famished and you have to run off to work, then please do eat. And there's a list in front of you about the breakfast. Fantastic is fruit and hard-boiled eggs. Oatmeal is another fantastic breakfast. Whole grains with avocado and tomato. I know that may seem funny to some of you, but don't knock it till you've tried it. I don't know. There are some days when I think there is nothing better than quinoa salad with chopped avocado, chopped tomato, little red onion, some red pepper, and some cilantro and a little lime. It's wonderful. But here's the thing. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Don't eat. Wait until you're hungry. Listen to your body. I just want to say something before because I did not include it in this slide, and this is really, really important. When you first wake up in the morning, treat your body right. Drink 2 or 3 glasses of water, and look, I'm in the healthcare industry, and I'm here to tell you, I know it's hard to hydrate. I hate water. I tell that to people all the time, and they're shocked. I drink more water than you can imagine, only because I know how critical it is for my body. But I don't like it. I don't love it. Sure, fruit juice or maybe sodas or whatever might taste better, but I know it's really, really critical. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, 2 or 3 glasses of water, just down it. And then my favorite thing, and I coach people all of the time, 1 big cup of hot water with lemon. The warm water with lemon is important. People say, can I drink it cold? If you have to, do. and then move on to breakfast, like we said, when you're hungry enough. Lunch. If you remember nothing else of what I talked about today, do yourself a favor. The best way to get on the healthy path and stay on the healthy path, have one big salad per day. Make sure that it's, I like to do it in the middle of the day because believe it or not, a lot of people, I hear people in the healthcare profession talk about this, and they say things like, "Oh, lunch has to be a big meal. Get that big meal in the middle of the day to give you energy." No, what gives you energy are the right kinds of food. An incredible, huge salad with leafy greens, veggies, beans. Beans are whole grains. Tomatoes, onions. If you throw everything into the salad but the kitchen sink, that to you will give you energy, and that is the ideal lunch. But then, of course, I'm not telling you to do this every single day. There are plenty of options. If you like protein, if you like chicken, meat, fish, have that on the salad. Have that with veggies. But the reason why I wanted to give you some ideal meals is don't do what the rest of don't do. I don't understand how this craze got started, and I don't know why it's so prevalent. Forget about the deli meats. They're not helping you. Forget about the sandwich. It's the the standard American diet. Here it is: bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast in the morning, a deli sandwich for lunch. Maybe ham or turkey. My favorite is, oh no, Vicky, I have a turkey sandwich. It's all the same. I'm not a fan of deli meat. So, one of the things that I'm trying to fight against is the standard lunch that so many people have: a deli sandwich, a bag of chips, and a soda. Oh my goodness! And then we're expected to be productive. Well, forget it. It's not going to happen. In fact, the only thing you'll be productive towards is walking to your desk so that you can snooze a little bit. Okay, then dinner. I know that this is hard, but remember we talked about planning, we talked about organizing. If you can set aside some time during the week, even if it is during the evening or if it's on the weekend, and you plan a little bit, you make sure that you shop for this. You make sure you've got your grilled chicken or grilled meats or grilled fish, and you have some whole grains. You can make dinner happen pretty fast. Um, Ideal dinners are lean protein, whole grains, veggies. Here's the thing. I talk about veggies a lot. Why? It's medicine for the body. There's no two ways around it. I am not ever going to say uh, they're not important. Look at it. Uh, we live 70 lives, and so just eating a certain way. What is the typical dinner for most of us? What does it look like? So think about going out to a restaurant, look around, and see what people are eating. I guarantee you, a typical dinner looks like maybe a piece of chicken, maybe a piece of steak, maybe a piece of fish, some kind of potato or white rice or a little bit of pasta, and then this is my favorite: a little bit of broccoli on the side, or a tiny little salad, just to kind of feel like it's a well-rounded meal. Well, please, another thing that I would like you to remember: the majority of your meal should be greens. The majority of your meal has to be veggies and greens in order for you to maintain a good, healthy lifestyle. Okay, so because this is the anti-aging solution, I have to touch on looking 10 years younger. So the most important thing on looking younger, you know what? And in order to be quite candid with you, I haven't been very good about it this week, but it doesn't happen very often. Get more sleep. Um, People ask me how much sleep. You know what? It depends on your body. I'm pretty good. No, I'm very good on 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I think 8 is too much for me, but some people need 8. Some people can survive on 5, but not 2 or 3. The other thing that's really important, and I shared a little bit of my story with you in the beginning: negativity and stress. You know what's funny? It took about 6 months to diagnose me. I went from physician to physician, and every physician that I went to, because the only thing that was wrong with my body is, and this is, they could not figure this out because all of my numbers were perfect. The only thing that I had that was so wacky was I was blind, and there was nothing else wrong with my body. So every physician asked me the same thing. Are you, believe it or not? I mean, I did what all of you do when you're asked that question. A doctor would say, "Vicky, are you stressed?" And I'd say, "Well, no." You know what? I was. Um, I try to make it a point now to, stress is something that we can't avoid, but there are ways to deal with stress. And the most important thing is to at least recognize that stress is going to happen. So, breathing exercises, exercise, a day off, things like that. Whatever you can do to get stress out of your life, I recommend. And then, most importantly, of course, in order to look younger, is you have to eat the right kinds of foods. And we went over them, in previous slides. The right kinds of foods are, of course, the whole grains, the nuts and seeds, the veggies, the fruits, the beans. So fill your body, fill your belly with those right kinds of foods. And then I have to bring this up. I always have to bring this up because everywhere I go and every single person that I talk to does not hydrate. You know what is so scary is I run into people that have so many issues going on with their body, and it could easily be cured by water. Does that sound crazy? It sounds crazy to me. But do you know there are people who really believe that coffee, tea, uh, soda, iced tea, ice drinks, they believe that that is liquid. And it's liquid, but they say to me, Vicky, it's liquid, so it counts as my daily water. It doesn't. Listen to this. For every 5 cups, for every cup of coffee or every cup of tea, black tea that you drink, you must actually drink 5 cups of water. See, what happens is the caffeine dehydrates you. So if you, a lot of people will count coffee and tea as a liquid. Stop counting it. I mean, it is a liquid, but it is not water. So think about it. If you wake up and you have a cup of coffee, and then you have another cup 2 hours later, and then you have a cup in the afternoon, there's 15 cups of water that you need in order to hydrate. 15 cups of water. So not normally you need the 8 to 10 cups of water that your body needs anyway because you're walking around with energy. Please remember, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay, so last but not least, this is extremely important. And this is important because I hear from a lot of people that, Vicky, I don't have time to get to the gym. Vicky, I don't have time to exercise. Vicky, I hate exercise. Okay, I get it. But, you know, and now I'm going to actually kind of date myself. Of course, sometimes when I'm speaking to much younger crowds, I bring up Cary Grant, and people say, "Who?" Well, they're some of the healthiest people in the world. Never make it to a gym. Some of the fittest people in the world never make it to a gym. Incorporate uh, exercise into your lifestyle just by going out of your way. So here's what I do to stay fit. And honestly, I do not have the time these days to make it to a gym. It's actually it's I feel like it's such a I actually love going to the gym. So when I have time, rarely, I love going to the gym. I love people, I love the music, I love all that. But it is so important for me to stay fit. So what do? I wake up earlier so that I can meditate, pray, and then work out. That's my daily routine. That puts me in the right frame of mind. And then, and you know what I do, and I don't know if everybody has the luxury of doing this, but it would be great if you can't do this, find something else that you can do. Here's what I do. I leave time in between my meetings and I carry my athletic shoes with me. This works especially when I'm in the city all day long. I leave time in between meetings so that I don't get into a cab and I just switch from my heels into my shoes and I walk. In addition to that, avoid elevators, avoid escalators, take the stairs, park far away, anything you can do. Another thing that's really fantastic is have walking meetings. Do whatever you can do to get up and move around. Here's one of the things. I heard this and it scared the heck out of me. Um, I was reading about a study that talked about how all the things that happen to us, especially as busy professionals. That's why in the beginning of this webinar, I talked about what a day in the life of a busy professional looks like, and it scares the heck out of me to think about sitting at your desk all day long, reading emails, going to a meeting, sitting some more, going to another meeting, sitting some more. You know what? That show that sitting for longer than 20 minutes is an issue. So here's the thing. This is another, I keep, don't you love it? I keep saying, if you remember nothing else, okay, so here's one more thing for you to remember. Get up. Get up and move around. If you have a desk job and you have a job where you have to sit at your desk the majority of your day, if you're sitting for longer than 20 or 30 minutes, just get up and move around. It doesn't have to be for very long, and people don't have to think that you're hokey, you're loony. You don't have to go running around the office. Just simply get up. And if you can find stairs, fantastic. Walk up and down the stairs just to get the body moving, just to get up and down. So as you can tell, I have fun with these. I really enjoyed this webinar. I enjoyed speaking to all of you. I look forward to any questions that you may have. I want to thank you for taking the time, and I also want to congratulate you, because for all of you to take time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes with me just speaks volumes. What you want to do with your health, what you want to teach your family. So congratulations. I thank you for spending the time with me, and now I look forward to any questions.
Thank you, Vicki. This has been terrific. I want you to know, Vicki, that we get lots of questions, and I'm going to go through some of the questions with you that I can see on the screen here. But this is the first time I ever remember getting 2 yays. We've got one set of yays from some people in a hospital in Chicago, and they said that they're now all just changed where they're going for lunch based on what you said to get more grains. And then there's a group in Arizona, dietitians. I see Angela. Thank you for sharing that. That she's saying they've been trying to tell people what to do, and no one listens. And she's glad that she's on here, and that we'll get the recording, and she can listen and pass this on. So, these webinars to give people better ways of living life, working, and everything. This isn't about business. This is about life. Which is really what it's all about. And I've never had that many yays and grays. Thank you. That's terrific. The question here, Carol asked the question, he always thought that they needed to, when you're walking, it says, I thought I needed to walk certain amounts of time and distance. So I get really matter how far I go and whether I'm really keeping my heart rate, or is it just physically getting some exercise and moving around? Want to answer for Harold?
Hi, Harold. That's a great question. Here's the thing about walking. A couple of things actually about walking. So here's something important to remember. Every mile is about 130 calories burned. So whether you walk or you run, so obviously if you run 5 miles, it doesn't matter whether you walk. The point is, it doesn't matter whether you walk or run. If you're going to walk, go further, you'll burn more calories if you go further. But here's what I like to talk about when it comes to walking. It's more important to get that heart rate up. They have done studies where they've shown that 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off is best. What I mean by that is, don't throw your athletic shoes on and go out there and just walk. Throw your athletic shoes on. Get yourself the ideal thing is 20 minutes. So they've done studies where they've proven that if you can take 20 minutes out of your day and you do first 3 minutes slow and then 3 minutes fast. And when I say 3 minutes, that 3 minutes fast you should be at the point where you're moving as fast as you can, you're getting your heart rate up there, and you can barely talk. And then watch the time, back off. So after the 3 minutes fast, back down to 3 minutes. Do 3 minutes slow, 3 minutes fast, 3 minutes slow, 3 minutes fast, 20 minutes. It's incredible. All I need. Actually, actually a fantastic question. Thank you, Carol.
Information, and they don't really know a lot about VWell Health. They don't know about what the website's got and how they can get a great education and some advice. Why don't you tell them a little bit about what they can find when they go to vwellhealth.com?
Oh, well, thank you. I love talking about VWell Health. So here's how VWell Health was actually well, you all know it was formed because of the traumatic event that I had in my life 10 years ago. But as you can tell, I love to talk health. Here's the thing. I wanted to create a place where people could go and get authentic, real information. In other words, there's so many people that have questions about health. It's crazy. You go to one dietitian and then you go to another dietitian and then you go to your doctor and then you watch Dr. Oz and then you see another health show, and it's all this information is coming at you and you don't know what's real and what's true and what's going to work for your life. And then you maybe get a cold or you've got high blood pressure, and then you go to one doctor and you go to another doctor and one doctor says no, use food, and the other doctor says no, use medicine. All of this is to get real information, to go from place to place. It all costs money. We wanted to create an online company where people could go and get all of this information and it would be accessible. And what I mean by that is real health information should not be expensive. So what have we done? I talk about what kind of, I talk about what to have for breakfast. I talk about how to maintain weight control. That question there are Fit and Fast, Quick and Yummy, Heart Healthy, Diabetic, Biggest Winner Challenge. There's all sorts of menus so that, and I said this before in the webinar, you go to a physician or you go to a dietitian and you walk out and you think, okay, well, what do I do now? Well, we have the solution. So we provide the tools and the resources so that you do know what the next step is. So we have menus, shopping lists, recipes, everything at your disposal so that you should have no questions about what to eat. And by the way, they are kid friendly. We have exercise videos. And then the other thing that we have, which is so important and so near and dear to my heart, people are able to ask questions. People are able to ask a dietitian and nutritionist questions. They're able to Skype with them. They're able to get on the phone with them, and they're able to ask all sorts of questions that they don't have anywhere else to go to, and they're able to get really good information for really, really low, very, very low. We made this as inexpensive as we possibly could. So that's our website. We're constantly adding to it. It's constantly changing. We're trying to make sure that we answer the question of what everybody needs to live a healthier life.
Thank you. Well, I think you all should go visit the website and learn and see what it's there. I've been there. It's terrific, and I highly recommend you do it. And as all Centurions, I expect to see you all in another 100 years. and because you're going to have a boost on the rest of the population that isn't listening to the great advice that Vicki Rosa at VWell Health has shared with us today. So, Vicki, thank you so much. I want to again remind everybody that we're going to have another